Hi, Miguel O'Hara here. So, I'm going to do it. I'm going to touch on a comic character that I am not familiar with, but slightly familiar with. And that comic character is Blade. Now, I don't know Blade's last name, but I believe his first name is Eric. It's probably been retconned, so, just go with the video. Hope I can teach you something of what I used to know versus what is going on now with Mahershala Ali character and all that. Because I know nothing. And Blade was made most popular by Wesley Snipes, who, fun fact, actually wanted to do Black Panther, but there was like some negotiation things going wrong there. But anyway, let's talk about Blade. You may know him as the Daywalker. You may have seen him on Spider-Man in the 90s, where Spider-Man had to deal with all kinds of things, including Michael Morbius. Well, what you didn't know is that Blade teamed up with the first Ghost Rider that, not the first Ghost Rider, but he teamed up with the Ghost Rider that all humans know, Johnny Blaze. And he also teamed up with a vampire named Michael Morbius. And those three gentlemen, plus sometimes Felicia Hardy, were known as the Night Stalkers. Blade made his comeback in comics through the Night Stalkers, and the Night Stalkers had a pretty decent run. So, if you want to know anything about Blade, you should probably check out the Night Stalker. But you can also find Blade in other comics, because he does do some crossovers. But when he teamed up with Johnny Blaze and Morbius to go after the main vampire who has been plaguing Blade for quite some time, he used Michael Morbius to track the vampires. So that's how they find the vampires, go into the nest, and him and Johnny Blaze goes and kick ass. Again, let me state, as I stated at the beginning of this video, everything that I just told you has probably been retconned. So, if you want to go back to the books in the 90s, that's where you're going to find most of the stuff that I'm saying. Everything after that, like I said, has probably been retconned. So, now, I'm going to do one last video. And I believe I'm going to recap, because it's Black History Month. So I should probably recap on all of that. But, let's keep it real. Blade has superhuman strength. He has the ability to leap very far. I do not know if he can fly. Again, like I said, some of these things may have been retconned. Blade has all the vampire strength, but none of the vampire's weaknesses. Now, I'm going to piss you off with this last part of this video. Okay. Understand how being half and half works. This is a dichotomy that people tend to screw up. Okay. Blade is actually not half human, half vampire. He is hybrid human and possibly hybrid vampire, but he is not half vampire and half human. See, for Blade to be half vampire and half human, I'm going to have to explain to you how anatomy and intercourse actually works. See, for Blade to have been half human, one of his parents would have to be all human, and one of his parents would have to be vampire. That's not how that worked. Blade's mom was all human, and she was attacked by Deacon Frost, forcing her to go into labor. His enzymes, as he attacked Blade's mom, turned Blade into a mini half-vampire, half-human hybrid, but he technically is mostly human, with vampire strength, senses, and abilities, and none of their weakness, because Blade is not half-vampire. Understand how science works, everybody? Someone has to be one half of this and one half of that. As a person of mixed ethnicity, I can honestly tell you how that works. My dad's dad was black. My dad's mom was native. Therefore, my dad's half native, half black. My mom's mom was half native, half black. My mom's dad was half black, half white. That's how being half works. Blade's not half. Blade was pretty much indoctrinated because his mom was attacked. She went into labor. The enzymes from Deacon Frost's venom and fangs seeped through all of the lady parts, and Blade got his powers through that. Of course, his powers really didn't manifest until he was like maybe 11 or 12 years old. And again, I want you to take everything I just said and throw it out the window, because it's probably been retconned. So, thank you for watching. I'm Miguel O'Hara, and I hope this has given you some good heroes of color to go look for. That being said, so long, true believers.